An old dusky man, clad in a crisp white kurta, wearing a Nehru cap, has been a common image in our country, but never a popular one, until a few months ago. The Nehru cap became the Anna cap. The corporate sector robots transformed into volunteers or agitating peaceful protesters. We talked to a few of such people, and this is what they had to say.
There is a trust deficit in this country. That trust deficit is existing because of a governance deficit. And that governance deficit has two angles to it. One is incompetence and the other is lack of character. Right? So if you look at the architecture of the Jan Lokpal Bill, that covers both incompetence as well as lack of character. On the one hand, you have a pillar of character and you have a strong Lokpal that ensures through a system of monitoring, through a system of prevention, through a system of deterrence and penalizing those who are corrupt, that character and the morality of the institution is maintained. And on the other hand, like is envisaged by the Jan Lokpal Bill, you have a citizens' charter and a public grievance redressal mechanism.
Anna Hazare and Arvind Kejriwal, they traveled a lot in India, go to villages. They try to tell people about how you can change yourself, how you can actually go and change your life by, just using the laws. First, we started with, people saying about RTIs, how you can use RTIs. We did a lot of Jan Lokpal campaign. We did a lot of, street plays. Our volunteers normally went out and we have a lot of street plays there. Then we started reaching people on their own problems, how you actually facing this and how we can change it. So we in every villages we found some people who are actually want to do this, who want to do a change, because a lot of people who talks and there's very limited people who comes for act. So we identify those people as a core volunteers, and we sensitize in those areas.
If you talk about villages, they struggle every day with the arrangement of ration, dana, pani, their daily living. Nirga is one of the examples where hardly anyone got opportunities of employment in the country. Corruption exists in different level in India. Where do we go and complain about it? Do I have an authority to go to a clerk's office and complain to his head of the department that your clerk is taking bribe? I can do that because I have the guts to do it. Not everyone has done it. So when India saw Lokpal Bill as a center where anyone can walk in, ask for information, register a complaint, and ensure that an action will be taken against the corrupted person they're complaining about it, we are all looking forward to it.
The streets are not filled with thousands of people. The hands are back to holding office files from the tricolour. No one is shouting slogans or singing bhajans on the mic. So does this mean that the people have forgotten the fasting man and his principles? Will this lull put our country in the reverse gear with people resorting to the easy way out? Let's find out.
I don't think that people will forget about this movement. At present, as standing committee have asked for a time of 3 months so that they can frame a law, and they can consult many other parties. For example, there is a law from Aruna Roy's group also, and Lok Satta Party group also having a draft. So this is the time which standing committee requires so that they can work on a bill. As in, I don't think people will be forgetting about this movement as soon, because even after the gap between the 5th April agitation and the 16th August agitation was more than 4 months. So after, like Anna has said, that if this bill doesn't pass in winter session, we will again think about an agitation. So I think as we live in a parliamentary democracy, this is the time we have to give them so that they can work upon the draft.
This time, this entire campaign was tech savvy. There were lots of youth on social networking site voicing it out and supporting Anna, which was one of the biggest support from the whole country, whole nation. And we reached out to many people because of social networking site. That was one of the keynotes for our campaign. Another part was, how many times have we seen youth wearing a Gandhi topi or a khadi kurta or carrying flag with pride in the country walking on street? We saw this time. Our young kids from Delhi were wearing Main Hoon Anna caps with pride. They were holding that national flag, which I think I have never done it before, but I did it for the campaign. So there was a patriotic atmosphere all over India because of this campaign.
The proposed Jan Lokpal Bill will be sitting in the Standing Committee's office for 3 months. Will it see the light of the day? Is our country, the world's 34th most corrupt country, ready for such a strict anti-corruption bill? Are we ready to stand in long queues to get our work done? Will we no longer bribe to escape if and when caught? These are questions that will linger till the fate of our country is decided.
When was the last time you saw lakhs of people on road fighting and protesting for the same cause? I don't remember anyone. I guess this was the time when saw the entire nation on street demanding for the rights and asking questions to the officials. Lokpal Bill and the entire campaign has certainly brought a change to the society. When I was out on the street for campaign, for marches and be there at the Ramlila Maidan, I met everyone, starting from the rickshawala to a software engineer, from a businessman to a political leader, to a spiritual guru, to any person from a rural state. They were all there and they were all standing at the same platform. This was a change. I remember we went for a referendum at Kapil Sibal's area and we found that there was a huge police colony we went to for a survey. But when we went to them, they clearly told us that we cannot officially sign or fill this form of survey for you, but believe me, we are Vidana and even we are fighting against corruption. So this was one very real example that I saw, wherein everybody, not just rural people, not just working professional, but even government officials were with us.
In my personal interaction with MPs and for example with Mr. Bajaj also, who is widely experienced, all of them have assured me that the standing committee has it's like a mini parliament. They engage in debate, discussion, they look at details and then they come up with a recommendation, correct? So if again we are to say that we don't trust public institutions like parliament, then who are we going to trust? So we have to have some trust in an institution, and I hope that the agitation and this movement, which is there in the subconscious of every Indian, will propel the standing committee into effective action. And that's something that we shouldn't be debating. We should just be watchful, vigilant, and then take a call basis what the standing committee comes out in its recommendation. Once the Lokpal is institutionalized, and all of us, just like we use the RTI or just like we vote, all of us begin to see the impact of the institution, automatically it will become a part of our lives.
Lokpal is very different from the present laws because firstly it is an independent body. Secondly, no other body in India which is dealing against corruption has sumotor powers, and Lokpal Bill, which we have suggested, has sumotor powers. For example, if we have a case in which Lokpal feels that there is a corruption, Lokpal itself can start an investigation in that matter. So that these clauses are very important, which were absent in the laws which are present today. And these laws, these Lokpal model have been working in the different countries, many Asian countries, for example, Hong Kong, Singapore, and in Western countries also like Switzerland and Sweden. So these things have actually worked out in the world. So we are taking a model which has been successful in other countries and trying to implement it in India so that our system becomes much more clear and transparent.
After this campaign, more than Lokpal, I have started believing in people. And I've started believing in people power. What India will be witnessing now is all these people will start feeling responsible about their role in the society. What is more important now is to look at from this angle that even if Lokpal is not getting implemented, which I'm very sure is not a chance and people will not let it be, there will be a change in people's behavior. Why will it be? Because it is a two-way process. If we blame the government to be corrupted, people are responsible for electing it. So there will be a very great amount of participation in election of people because they will feel that we have to elect our leaders. Apart from that, what I strongly believe is if Lokpal comes into the picture, people will have an access to go and complain about things and to raise their voices. And in return, they will be able to get a result out of it.
We all want our society to change, but somehow don't want to be a part of this change. But here are some inspiring stories of those people who changed, who demanded, who questioned. Because it is not only our right to do that, but also our duty. इस बदलते देश में ये चलता है attitude, अब नहीं चलेगा. There are many cases of many people who have changed because their country needs them to. People like Mayank Gandhi, a robust IAC volunteer, Mr. Annamalai, a collector who bravely signed a declaration letter stating that he will no longer take bribes, along with many other policemen. Auto wallahs all over India, vouching to charge what the meter shows, all have paved a pristine path for others to follow. The whole India is undergoing a metamorphosis. So why are you left behind? Join the struggle today.